Alright, so basically after Jace exposed or just talked about Autumn being exposed for talking to minors and doing stuff with minors, he started accusing other rappers of doing stuff with minors. Rich Amiri, SCP West, and another rapper named KO. And he accused them all of being P-words. And he gave a ton of evidence, like a bunch. So let's go over it. By the way, it all turned out to be false, and that's kind of what this video is about. So let's get into it. It began with Jace calling Rich Amiri P-word.
Asking for a 16-year-old's Instagram.
Bro, nor do I. You're making those fake ass messages.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, chat. I'd rather be called a snitch than a This your number, right?
Oh, when it was a fake ass court document, it was okay.
How would she have your number?
And basically, Jace was just trying to confirm that it was Rich Amiri's number, and he kind of explained that he'd rather be called a snitch than a P-word, which, you know, most people would, but Rich Amiri wasn't one, so this was just weird. So after that, Jace started questioning him, like just asking random things like, how'd you get the number? How'd you do this? How'd you do that? But it was all false, so Amiri couldn't really say anything. He was just like, yo, you're lying. You're just straight up lying. Like, what are you doing this for?
Instagram, she's 16, Amiri.
Oh my God, I don't know who that is. What the bro, you're straight up lying, bro. That shit's crazy. Like, you really just gonna lie on it?
And then Jace just started gaslighting him, saying stuff like, yo, you already disrespected me and my daughter, blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna let you off. And then he said that if Rich Amiri was in Dallas when Jace was in Dallas, he would have taken care of him, which, you know, we all know wasn't true. Isn't true.
That shit is insane. Like,
Hey, I don't got no
bro.
reason to show you respect, bro. You already disrespected me publicly and my
you're
child.
lying,
You let
bro.
my out your mouth. And when I was in Dallas, you lucky you wasn't in Dallas when I performed there, bro. You lucky you left after you performed, bro, because I was gonna ask you about that shit too. Talking about you're as tall as your daughter. I was gonna get on his ass for that shit, chat.
You're straight up lying, bro. Okay.
So Amiri said, yeah, you know, we had a little beef in the past, but why were you lying on me? Like, why are you just lying on me right now? And Jace basically said, yo, I'm not trying to lie on you. Someone just came up to me or DM'd me. The girl, the quote-unquote girl, turned out to be a catfish. DM'd me proof that you were talking to minors, and I just spoke on it because I didn't like you. And Amiri was like, yo, this is fake. This is obviously fake. You know, this is pretty serious. You can't just lie about stuff like that. But Jace, he kind of started getting high from like the chat, like because he was live streaming and just all the attention he was getting. So he just kept going on with it. And even Jace said that this PR was horrible, which I'll speak about earlier.
Nathan, get the fuck. Nathan, I swear to God, Nathan, I'm
Now his manager trying to calm him down because his manager knows he's making himself look bad. Listen.
And even after knowing that the allegations were likely false, Jace started celebrating, knowing that Rich Amiri was crashing out or just like messing up his career, kinda, just, you know. And it got so bad, and Rich Amiri got so frustrated with Jace just lying that he started crying and just sobbing, or not sobbing, but just like crying on FaceTime with Jace while Jace was live streaming, and it just looked really bad. And after he started crying, Jason started to bully him and entertain his fans or the live viewers.
If I really did something, bro, alright, but you straight up just lying, trying to ruin me. That's f***ed up.
I didn't choose you.
That's f***ed up.
She just texted me and said I have proof of Amiri too.
Bro, that's fake.
You, West, Kyle Banks.
Bro, Jay, say on God you believe that shit real.
Oh God, oh my kids, I believe that shit's real. What the fuck? He said say on God, nigga, on my children.
And throughout the entire live streaming, or I didn't watch the stream, just the clips that I've seen, every time Rich Amiri tried to make a point, he would like muffle him and start speaking over him so no one could hear what he was saying, and he would just roast him, which, you know, is entertaining, but it just messed up for Amiri, right? Okay, so right after that, Jace went on call allegedly with the girl that Amiri was talking to, who was underage and supposedly 16 years old, and she basically just gives a quick rundown of like what went on.
Crying like on my phone, like get the f off my phone. Like, why are you crying? If this wasn't real, bro, why would you be crying?
And like it, even like that, he said I give my number to everybody, but then he texted me and said I don't know how they got my number. He just self-contradicted himself.
I don't know what you talking about, bro. Like, first of all, these think I was lying, bro. Like, what?
Nah, those are definitely real numbers. Same shit with West. That's his real number. My friend already had West's number. He confirmed that was his
got
number.
His voice in that too. Like, why would I lie about that? Like, I've been telling this since like a year ago. Nobody would believe me until I showed them that. Like, I had to send it to somebody. Like, you know.
Nah, this is OD.
It turned out this was just some random girl. It wasn't actually the girl, but at the time this seemed pretty convincing and everyone was like, yo, this actually might be real. And it's also just crazy, right? Like, why would Autumn, Rich Amiri, and SGP West all be a P word? Like, just the chances of that all happening in like one day just didn't make sense. But you know, at the time, I guess people just thought this was real. So after the stream, Amiri went on Instagram and took to stories. Firstly, he apologized to LA. I think he had a show there or something and just was a really bad performance because he was stressed out. Then he began explaining how he wasn't actually a P word. He showed that the screenshots were created by a fake Catfish page. Also, he asked the girl what her age was, and after he like found out, he basically stopped and cut contact. After that, he also explained that they were trying to blackmail him, and this page was known for lying on other people, and it's a Catfish page, so you know, it's not even a real person. So he was innocent. And judging from those, you know, if you have a brain, it's pretty obvious this guy's innocent. But Jace came back with more quote-unquote evidence that Rich Amiri was a P word, and he said,
Are we watching the same thing, chat? This your screen recording, gang? Is this you telling that same page, say less, we can go on a date, send your number? There goes your screenshot, Amiri. And is this you texting them saying, you just my young mama? Is this you texting them saying, you just my young mama?
Texting them saying, you just my young mama.
So all the Jace fans and supporters for Jace, or supporters of Jace, were just like, okay, yeah, he's totally guilty, and just moved on, I guess. After that, Rich Amiri exposed Jace for liking feet. Super random, and Jace's response wasn't anything crazy. He just admitted to it. He was like, yeah, I like feet. That's what he said, and that was it.
Women not even that, bro. It's just the simple fact. It's not even like, I already know what you finna say, but it's like not even that, bro. It's the simple fact that you're not finna fucking talk down on me for something that I like, bro, when it's completely normal, bro. A lot of bro, you like kids.
No, yeah, that's not even what I don't even know if you do what I was finna say. I was finna say we advocate for that shit.
Nah, I know what you mean, but it's just like, man.
Yeah. It was definitely like that was a weak comeback.
That shit was weak as bro. Like,
Rich Amiri's good friend DevStacks, who's also friends with Jace, made a post on Instagram on his stories saying, why can't everyone be friends and just do good business and just be good people? Which honestly I thought was kind of weird. Like, you know, one of your friends is making fake P-word allegations against your other friend and you know they're fake, you gotta side with your friend that's being lied on. Like, I don't know why you'd play both sides. Like, it was just really weird. I guess he just wants to keep producing music with Jace, or for Jace, and collabing with him. Rich Amiri then tried to SIM swap Jace, which just basically means that he tried to take control of his phone number, and that just lets you like get control of people's information, like their bank account and other, you know, sensitive information that, you know, you can commit fraud with. And it's kind of popular on the internet. You know, on the internet, people will be like, yo, I'm gonna SIM swap you, whatever. And Jace showed these screenshots, but it turned out it was also fake. But it just kept making Rich Amiri look worse and worse and worse. And Amiri just kept on responding. And Amiri tried to explain that the SIM swap picture was fake as well. But that just shed more light on it. You know what I mean? And this is what Jace had to say about Rich Amiri allegedly trying to SIM swap him.
you're not gonna find me talking to minors like you. You're gonna find my bank account info, my messages, my photos of my kids.
Which, I'm not gonna lie, it was just weird. Rich Amiri decided he had enough and decided to leak Jace's phone number, which, I don't know, I guess that's some revenge. He then explained that he would be taking legal action, and Jace responded to Rich Amiri trying to sue him. He just clowned Rich Amiri, who's recently been on like this street music wave. I guess he's just been using that aesthetic to promote his music, saying, how are you gonna sue me when you're pretending to be like the street guy, which, you know, he's not, but I guess Jace had somewhat of a point. And lastly, there were two other rappers that Jace also accused of P-word allegations. One was KO, who just turned 18, so we're not gonna go over that, like that's so obviously false. But he also did it to SGP West, whose name you probably have forgotten or haven't heard in a while. Basically, he showed some screenshots of SGP West, you know, allegedly talking to underground or underage people, and he wasn't having it. He immediately posted screenshots, then he explained they were fake pictures, and then said the moment he realized it was fake, he stopped talking to her and told people that they were just foolish if they expected him to be talking to underage girls. But the thing about him is he sent a cease and desist to 3 creators. One, this YouTuber named Duty, shout out that guy. Another, this Twitter user named GasBaby. And the third one is the 8God, who's like a streamer who reacts to stuff and is friends with Jace. And he sent them all cease and desist through Twitter. Like, he made a tweet and was like, here are the documents. I'm serving you cease and desist papers, which isn't exactly how it works, but I guess he thought that would be enough. And they just started clowning on him. They were like, yo, why would you put cease and desist letters towards us and not even Jace? It turns out he did. He is planning to sue or take legal action against Jace because these are pretty serious allegations. And after it was all said and done, Jace basically just said that, yo, I do more numbers than all of these guys.
Let's be real. You could group all 4 of them up on a feature, they couldn't do more numbers than me. Nigga, I'm like that. My bars is like that. My lyrics is like that. My bank is like that. My pockets like that. My chemistry with the mic is like that. Fuck you mean?
Alright, so that's a recap of what happened. And first of all, I just want to say it's pretty messed up what Jace did. Like, this was pretty crazy. You know, he took it way too far for just a couple views. And, you know, it definitely promoted his Kick live stream, but this was just wrong. Like, there are definitely other cheap things you can do to get attention or views. And people on the internet were just cheering him on, but that's just how the internet works. So you can't really blame them. You know, that's just like a mob mentality thing. What's interesting about the whole Rich Amiri Jace thing is, if you remember not too long ago, maybe like a year ago, I think, when Rich Amiri dropped his song Jumping, I think it was with Jace. It was featuring Jace, and that was his biggest song out at the time. So Rich Amiri actually paid Jace for the feature, and his song with Jace definitely boosted his career a lot back then. He didn't really have many fans, and he was pretty small and up and coming, and that Jace feature kind of helped him. And now Jace is just like ruining his life. But this is what I think. So to me, Jace is just picking off easy targets. No offense, but SCP West and KO, they don't really have fan bases. Like, no one is going to defend SCP West, even if he was innocent. Other than me, of course, you know, you're welcome, bro. But I mean, these accusations are going to last. Not seriously, but people are going to joke around about this for a while, even if it's not serious and they're not being serious. Something as serious as, okay, I said serious like a million times in the last 5 seconds. Something as serious as this, P-word allegations, it's a pretty big deal, even with Rich Amiri. And what I will say is how each of them handled this was like a PR nightmare, except for KO. You can't blame them though, because they're underground rappers. Rich Amiri started crying, like Jace was actually bullying him, if you watched the clips earlier. And if some dude is bullying you, right, you don't start crying, because that's just gonna make everything a million times worse. And that's exactly what happened. It became a million times worse. What's funny is, in real life, Amiri would pack Jace, like it wouldn't even be close. Amiri's like twice as tall, twice as wide, twice as big. But over the internet, Jace had the upper hand and had Amiri crying on FaceTime. And although it's pretty obvious that Amiri is 300, 3,000, a million % innocent, he somehow made himself look bad. Like, this just makes you look, I don't want to be corny, but weak. Which, you know, if you're beefing with someone and you're trying to settle it, or you're just trying to not make yourself look bad or just clear the situation up, what Amiri did is like the opposite of what you should do. The other thing is, Jace really can't lose in this situation because no one was expecting Jace to be a good guy. Like, he's not an upstanding citizen or someone that's known for his kindness, if you catch my drift. Like, I'm sure he's a great person, like he's a great dad and all that stuff, but he's not like a nice guy. He's not out there, you know. And at the end of the day, I think Jace is just using this stuff to make himself feel better because everyone is constantly calling him a snitch. So the moment he got chance to bring other people down because of accusations, he took it. And that's the messed up part about this, because these weren't small accusations. Like, I don't know, you know how Rich Amiri said that, yo, Jace, you like feet? That was kind of like playful. So if he did something like this, you know, it would have gotten some attention, but it wouldn't have like ruined them or had the chance to ruin them. Pure allegations over some random Instagram user DMing you and making it into a whole thing about multiple people, it's pretty messed up. And even though they're saying they're going to pursue some type of legal action, they're probably not going to go through with it. Like, SCP West isn't going to sue Jace. Like, it's just not going to happen, let's be honest. And same thing with Rich Amiri. And if they do, it's just going to make them look even worse. So even though it's messed up, Jace is only going to gain from this. More Kick live stream viewers, and he's not going to face any consequences because, you know, at the end of the day, fans don't really care because Jace's music is just objectively better than both of these guys. Maybe not Rich Amiri, but definitely SCP West. And like I said earlier, these allegations are just going to stay with them for a long time. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow. I'm going to try to do these as daily as possible, but it's hard sometimes with my schedule and stuff, so we'll see. Goodbye.